Welcome to our Tuesday night update where we're going to give you updated levels for the SPY, the QQQs, and IWM. Go over a little bit of volatility, but we're going to give you those daily expected moves, which, wow, we talked about this on Patreon. It worked fantastic. Remember the 85% chance and the 95% chance coming in on Monday. Big drop to the downside directly to the daily expected move. We scooped that thing back up. But is this just some kind of dead cat bounce that can roll? We'll have to pay attention to that. The daily MACD not turned up, but we have not taken out the critical level. So bulls need to step up right now if they want a chance of taking this market back, because IWM has already broken through that key level. Now, tomorrow, the options data has priced in a massive move. So I think it's very important to get that to you, because the options market is saying tomorrow we're about to see something crazy. So with elevated volatility and lower prices for the stock market, we do see some days where you get some wild percentages for the daily expected move. As of right now, for the SPY, about over 29% implied volatility. So you're getting this massive range for the day: 687.49 to the upside, 666.87 to the downside. One way to look at this is just saying, hey, is that across the board? Well, the Qs have over a 33% implied volatility, and IWM has over 40%. So this is the options market telling you. This is data. This is your 68% zone, but this is the options market telling you that something big is coming tomorrow. Some rip around kind of moves, sorry for the hiccup, most likely are coming. Now, this might be a lot of refresher as we talked about this on Patreon for a lot of you members out there, but I think it's important to get this information out there and talk about it at the end of the day as well. So as we look at this 2-hour chart, what can we really read into here? Well, we can read into the fact that the 2-hour chart is now far away from the center line, right? All this right in here did get us far enough from the center line. No divergence confirming or anything like that in the future, so perfectly fine. And we can take a moment here and say, hey, was our analysis right? Did we ever have the bullish trade actually confirm? And even though we did say the bearish roll, right? We cross through this, the bearish roll can take place, and you can see something bad. You can head to that monthly expected move. How many times did we hear that? But at the same time, did we ever get a bullish confirmation to tell us to go long at any point? You probably heard me say multiple times what I'm waiting for in the previous videos. You notice that the 2-hour chart crossed down. That was our, hey, this market is risky moment. And then we saw that the 30-minute curling up right here was the opportunity for the 2-hour to cross while it was still by the center line. Did we ever get that confirmation? The answer is no, you did not. You did not get it from the MACD. That's why I wait on the lagging indicator. I trust the MACD a lot. So what can we read into this for now? We can say one thing. We can say this: if the bulls want to take this market back, they have to at least start to take back 687. 687, that previous high up there, is going to be very, very important, because as of right now, you are in negative territory. If you're in negative territory and you get this deep, you always watch for that to get by that center line. If you cross down, that is how you test the low and potentially go make a new one at the monthly expected move. Now, there are some things we want to watch out for down here, like 2-hour divergence, 2-hour higher lows, sneaky ones like that. Anything that the bulls can set some kind of bear trap, we'll watch for, because you do have really good buyers still in this area. You have really good buyers in there. And as of right now, the 30-minute chart is saying what? Is the 30-minute chart telling you that the 2-hour is very likely to roll down right now and confirm this as a lower high? No, it is not. The 2-hour chart has no hint here, right? The 30-minute not giving us those hints for the 2-hour roll. So as of right now, you would look for what? Well, we did get decently far away from that center line. So even if we wanted to pull back into those good buyers right in this area, if we want to pull into those and catch ourselves to head to the upside, that's perfectly fine. We would look for the confirmation back into positive territory. So what we need to watch for here is the bearish roll. We are in some kind of downtrend. You see that from all of the lows, all of the lower highs coming in. So if this is going to dictate itself as a lower high on the 2-hour, you are very likely to see some kind of divergence here before you take out this high, or you are very likely to break down and see some kind of roll like this, some kind of lower high from the 30-minute chart. That's how you would treat it as of right now. I think it's still important to have that 1% guy on your shoulder. right? This market is very, very interesting, very back and forth. And now we have seen a break to the downside. But if we, for whatever reason, carve out some kind of higher low down here, if we, for whatever reason, carve out some kind of divergence by that monthly expected move, you have to react. And I'm going to go over that, especially with the IWM in just a little bit. So stick with us. Make sure you're subscribed so you can continue to get these daily expected moves, because as of right now, if we're not going to confirm down on the 2-hour chart, then you can ignore down here and we could squeeze up to that daily expected move to the upside. But if we do cross down on the 2-hour or even the 30-minute, you would be paying attention to that 666.87. Qs, once again, 33%, over a 33% implied volatility. So it looks like what? We're either going to retest those lows or we're going to attempt to break through this high. So the 2-hour here is very different from the Qs. The Qs haven't seen that big breakdown. They really haven't. They've still stuck in this area for a while. And the 2-hour chart's confirmed up in positive territory. That means if all goes well here and we don't set up some kind of 30-minute lower high, 30-minute divergence, which we've already played with, actually, we've taken it out, right? On Patreon, we suggested watching this 613 level, watching this high right here, see if we can take that out, because that's a very good step for the bulls at this point. Big range for tomorrow, 618.32 to the upside, 597.22 to the downside. Once again, is the 2-hour chart in a risky spot, though? If it would curl down, you would have to say yes. So very, very simple here. If I am in some kind of bullish trade for the Qs and the 2-hour chart is able to cross down, I don't want to mess around with that. Even if it's going to carve out some kind of wonky higher low or something like that, volatility is too elevated, and volatility at the end of this video will be very important. Making sure to watch the entire video, because volatility can really tell you a lot as far as what you're seeing in the charts for the SPY and the QQQs. If the 2-hour chart crosses down here, it's risky. That's how you test the low, go make a new one, and you have made a new low. But as of right now, you've made that new high. So let's look for the 30-minute chart here. If we wanted to pull back, where would we go to? We would go into these very, very nice buyers in here. If we take out those buyers, watch out for some kind of lower high, right? You would look for what if the 2-hour is going to roll and you wanted a hint, you would look for the lower high. That would be a high potential thing to watch out for a hint that the 2-hour is going to break this low. Or what we would watch for here is some kind of continuation with the good buyers. So if the 30 minutes able to dip down into this area but catch itself and turn to the upside, well, then this would suggest that we are in positive territory and we can continue to go more and more into a positive trend. So what I would watch out for here is a lower high or a divergence in this area. Anywhere in this area, I will be watching for lower highs and divergence, because that will tell us a hint that the 2-hour chart is highly probable to cross down. If we don't see those things shape up, if the 30-minute can squeeze through, that would be the best case scenario for the bulls. IWM, kind of a similar scenario on the 30-minute chart, but 258.72, right? Over, what is it? Over 40% implied volatility. So 258.72 to the upside, 248 on the dot for your daily expected downside move. Now, key thing here is we went to the monthly expected move. This is why you use them. This is why I put them out there. This is why we put all of them out there on Patreon. If you're trading a bunch of stocks on the right side of your screen that you see, this is a likely area to get some kind of bounce. But remember, this area can act like a magnet. Do we see any reversal signals here that say that the selling is done for IWM? We want to consider that, because you just took out this low, and we mentioned this a while back, right? We mentioned this here. Hey, if you ever come down and break that low, watch for some kind of counter move that maybe even fails, right? Left big head, right shoulder, very, very high potential here. You can call it cup and handle, call it whatever you want. So what do you want to watch for here? The 2-hour chart, I think, is very important. We're going to go back to the 30-minute, but the 2-hour chart is very negative. So it's very likely to need to do what? Take out that previous high, kind of like the Qs did, right? Take out this previous high here, be able to make some kind of higher low, then we can say, okay, the bulls are back in control. And then the other side of that would be, hey, if we're going to roll and everyone thinks this market's coming down, 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 well, this is the moment where it can. So if the 2-hour does cross down in negative territory, I want to be very cautious with that for a good period of time until I see something else shape up. But if the 2-hour chart is able to come down to that area and catch itself at that monthly expected move, watch out for some kind of 2-hour divergence here, because it is still very likely that we get some kind of daily trend move. Even if you're looking for this market to go lower for IWM, it's still very likely to get some kind of daily move over here to create that right shoulder. And then we're going to watch that right shoulder very carefully, because it doesn't have to be a right shoulder, right? The market can do what the market wants to do. If bulls can remain healthy there, if the bulls can do enough work there, and we don't roll on the daily scale or anything like that, then we can really watch for continuation to the upside. We'll be paying close attention. But the 30-minute chart, I think, is very important for tomorrow. Where are those good buyers? Right in this area, you see those good buyers. If the 30-minute wants to cross, it's a little closer to the center line, so you still want to treat it as a little bit risky. It says we can go all the way down to 248 tomorrow if that does take place, and we have confirmed that on your MACD. That is overall suggesting what? That we do have some kind of pullback to be had, and we're right next to those buyers. So if we can dip into those, carve out a higher low, that's a good thing. But in this area, I would really be watching for 30-minute lower highs. Something like this takes place, or some kind of 30-minute divergence that takes place up in this area, and watch out for the bearish roll if you see that. I'm not going to be too bearish in this area. I'm going to have that little guy on my shoulder telling me, hey, watch both sides. You're at the monthly expected move, and we're only 10 days into the month, so a bounce from there made total sense. If we make a reversal signal down there and we still have a lot of time left in the month, no big crash or anything takes place, but instead a 2-hour divergence pops up, well, then you know what I'll be shouting out. I'll be shouting out, hey, everyone's bearish, but we do have a reversal signal here, and we're going to get some kind of counter trend move. So watching tomorrow, it looks like a 30-minute pullback would be very probable from the confirmations we have right now. We suggested that this morning on the Patreon video, right? We were looking for the potential divergence right here. We were looking for lower high right in here. It never came. We never got the confirmation down. Remember that the rule was this, right? The very simple thing we said was if the 2-hour chart is curled up, there is no reason for me to be bullish, right? There might even be a reason to be bearish because this is a curl up in positive territory. Now, I personally did not take that. It was not in my trading theory to take that play. I thought we could create a divergence. Did I bet on some kind of bullish trade at that time? No, I'm not going to take a bullish trade on a bearish confirmation from volatility, on a bearish confirmation from the SPY, and none of the bullish things that I was paying attention to ever confirmed. Very thankful for that because sometimes they do slightly confirm and then you get ruined. That did not happen this time, so I can be thankful for it. But what do we want to see in here to tell us that this 2-hour chart can go through another wave as we did take out the previous? We did take out the previous. It's very likely to need to remake the divergences, remake some kind of lower high in this area for volatility. Well, what can we look for if that's highly likely to turn around? Well, the 30-minute chart. The 30-minute chart here giving somewhat of a divergence on your MACD, on your RSI. So if you're looking for the next bearish play, you have a confirmation for it, or a bullish play on volatility at the least. You do have a confirmation for that, which tells us with the confirmations we see on the SPY, the QQQs, and the IWM, some kind of 2-hour move here from the VIX makes total sense. And what we want to watch for is, hey, when does the market become risky again? Well, same thing as right over here. Follow the rule. If the 2-hour crosses up here, there is no reason for me to be shouting out bullish things, right? There's no reason for me to risk money to the upside if volatility is squeezing to the upside again in a positive trend. What we're looking for here to tell us that this is going to potentially fail and turn to the downside, start some kind of downward trend, get some kind of upward move for the SPY, you're looking for the lower high, you're looking for the new divergence point. That's the truth of it. I've seen plenty of people ignore these type of things, and then something like Monday happens, and then they chase the lows, not having a daily expected move or not trusting their daily expected move or weekly expected moves or monthly expected moves for IWM. They don't trust the move. They make a bad decision. All you have to do is set your rules in place and know that, hey, what trade am I still looking for? I'm still looking for the exact same thing, but I've never gotten a confirmation for that. So as of right now, the most probable thing with the 30-minute divergence is you are going to see some kind of 2-hour pop here from volatility. Will that fail and give you a 2-hour lower high? Will that fail and give you a 2-hour divergence? That is possible, but as this is curled up, you don't know if it's going to curl back down. So you want to be very cautious during this period of time if that is able to take place, which the 30-minute chart for volatility is suggesting. How can we pull that over to the SPY? This means for tomorrow, if you're going to see the kind of lower, higher divergence play show up for volatility, if you're going to see this be able to turn around, you would dip down into these buyers and be able to carve out some kind of higher low for the 30-minute. We'll still watch out for some kind of divergence or anything like that, but that would be the highly probable thing for tomorrow, is to 30-minute pullback in some way. And guess what? Your daily expected move is down there. So whenever this is crossed down, you always just say, hey, the options market's expecting a big move here. If that is able to curl up at any point, you would start to pay attention to that 687.49. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Really do appreciate it. I hope this information is helpful. If you want to join Patreon, the link's down there in the description. And I hope that Patreon members, you enjoyed our little update this morning, as I didn't have much time to update people last night. Hey, thank you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out.